and use that for the study of behavior. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is that if you begin to utilize the principles of that kind of psychology, you may understand the nature of the white rat, but you won't understand much about the nature of your black behind, excuse the expression. You somehow won't begin to know what it is that you are characterized by. And that's not only true in psychology, that's true in economics, that's true in business. That's why you go up and take accounting and all these business courses and managerial courses for years and years, come out with an MBA from Wharton, Syracuse, Columbia, and every place else, and go off, and you can't even start a candy store. You can't do nothing. A brother or a sister who somehow understands the importance of simply staying up late and working hard can build a bigger business than you can. You can't do nothing with all your principles of accounting, all of your principles of economics, with all your theoretical notions about the use of managerial techniques and the juxtaposition of that on accounting principles divided by Adam Smith economics, subtracted by Marxist systems under a capitalist paradigm. With all that stuff you've got, you can't understand nothing about how to help your brother and your sister make a dollar. But you can make a lot yourself, working for Xerox, working for Mobil, working for some other gas company, working for somebody's electric company, working for Xerox, working for Chase Manhattan, working for First American Bank. You can make them rich, but you can't do a doggone thing for yourself. Why? Because you are intellectually divided. The Osirian mutilation has split you away from knowledge that you can use for yourself. You can use all of your great theories about how to cure neurotics, and you can't help your own people. You know, one of the things that bothered me about psychology was that I did an excellent job of helping neurotic white people feel better. Oh, they gave me all the best techniques. I knew how to help them introspect and gain insight, and I taught them how to do a cognitive behavioral modality, and I understood how to begin to get them to feel more intensely and how to be with it, and all these other strange psychodrama and music therapy. I could do it like that. But when I got with my first brothers and sisters to talk to them, hey, what you talking about? What that means? They wanted to know how to stop feeling so much. I say, damn, feeling is all I do. Tell me to unfeel. Insight. I want some hindsight, foresight, and more sight. Don't give me no insight. Because somehow they didn't want this stuff, and I felt like a fool. Because they taught me you aren't supposed to have too much of a camaraderie relationship with your client, because that begins to bring barriers between the therapeutic relationship, because a human relationship should not exist within the therapeutic relationship, and you begin to break down and supersede the professional boundaries, so you must stay in your own seat and not have anything to do with this person as another human being. A baby in my lap and say, now what you got to say? I had nothing to say. But that was when I found out I had been severely miseducated, that the Osirian mythology had come along. The Osirian mutilation had broken me up from my own mind. Now, let's move on with this, because I know you understand the mutilation because you all mutilated. Listen now. Let's deal with the real stuff. One thing that Isis was able to do when she found the parts of the body is that she built monuments for each part of the body at each place where she found a part. And each spot became a holy spot throughout the land. And what was intended to be a source of mutilation became the process of universal representation. So what was intended to destroy the unity became a manifestation of dispersion, meaning unity. That's a heavy one. What was intended to be the way by which the oneness of the Osirian reality would be split up, it became a way, once the resurrection occurred, that you could begin to bring back an idea that Osiris was not one, but Osiris was many in one. Not 3 in 1, not 14 in 1, but all in one. And the way that it came about was because of the persistence of the reality that's laid down in the divine. What Isis understood was that somehow, even though this process has been executed against the oneness and the unity of Osiris, there is a universal plan laid down by the Creator that transcends the plan of Set. Because Set can only operate with what he sees, and he doesn't understand the bigger plan. Now, what happens in the resurrection? They tell us in the Osirian story, myth, that resurrection requires the opening of the mouth, the opening of the eyes, and the opening of the ears. We are told that Isis went to Thoth. Now, Thoth is referred to as the scribe of the letters. But Thoth is also the term out of which the word thought emerged. So Thoth represents the personification of thinking, the thinking power, the thinking spiritual body, and to transform him for the resurrection in a one unified form. So what did she do? She had to open the mouth, open the eyes, and open the ears. In the ancient Kemetic language, to be dead meant that you were deaf and dumb. By definition, that's what deaf meant. That's why the word deaf and deaf are so close together. Because to be deaf is like to be deaf. What is hearing? Hearing is the symbol of consciousness. It is the open perceptiveness, the openness to receive without barriers. You know, you can close your eyes and you can do all other, you can close your nose, you can hold your breath, but hearing, even if you stop up the ears, because the ears are always open, they represent consciousness, reaching out, absorbing things to bring about recognition. Consciousness, the kind of consciousness that goes beyond just what's visible, but you can hear things even before they get there. You can hear behind you when you can't see behind you. You can hear what you can't feel. You can hear what you can't smell. So the symbol of hearing of the ears represents the symbol of consciousness. So in order to bring life back into the body, Isis had to go through the ritual words and the ritual massages and the ritual acts, all of which are meaningful because the myth has much meaning, to begin to restore consciousness, to restore the hearing to the dead. And then she had to do something to bring back the eyesight, to restore vision through the opening of the eyes. We get an image of what this is all about and how this works because Horus, during one of his battles with Set, Horus being the son of Osiris, got into war with his uncle Set. And during the war with Set, Set put out one of his eyes and he stole Set's testicles. So even Stephen. Now here he was, Horus being without eyes and Set being without testicles. But Horus being of a divine contact because Isis, his mother, went back to Thoth and said,